Hey warriors, you've been played. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. And the worst part? You never even saw it coming. Someone said the right thing at the right moment, and suddenly you were angry. Someone pulled back from you slightly, and suddenly you were chasing them. Someone questioned a single decision, and you spent days trying to prove yourself to a person who didn't even matter. That is what it means to be emotionally influenced. It's been happening to you your entire life. But here is the truth nobody wants to admit. It's not entirely their fault. Most people aren't manipulating you consciously. They are operating on pure instinct. They figured out that your emotions are a lever. And when they pull that lever, you move. You respond when you should stay quiet. You defend yourself to people who already made up their minds. You spend your best mental energy explaining yourself to people who never cared to understand you. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this game centuries ago. He watched kings get misled by advisors. He watched generals get defeated in negotiation rooms because their emotions made them weak and predictable. He extracted a truth most people never learn. The person who controls their emotions in any interaction controls the outcome every single time. Today, I am going to give you 7 psychology strategies rooted in Machiavellian thinking. These principles will make you completely impossible to emotionally influence. After today, nobody pulls your strings without your permission. Before we begin, internalize this truth. Nobody influences me. Let's get into it. Principle 1. Understand the game before you refuse to play it. Here is the mistake almost everyone makes. They try to protect themselves from emotional attacks they have never studied. And that is exactly why they keep losing. Before you can protect yourself, you need to see the mechanics of the system. Once you see how the trap is built, it loses all power. All emotional influence targets your identity, not your logic. It targets your sense of worth and how other people perceive you. Your identity is the most emotionally charged thing you carry. When someone threatens it, your brain goes into emergency mode. And in emergency mode, you stop thinking, you just react. Think about the last time a comment got under your skin. It wasn't a surface-level insult. It touched a deeper belief you hold about yourself. Skilled influencers find that vulnerability and press it. They question your competence or withdraw attention to make you beg for it. And your brain takes the bait every single time. Machiavelli knew that the person who understands the emotional game is the person who controls it. You cannot escape a trap you do not see. Starting today, your first job is to observe before you react. When you feel an emotional surge, pause, just for 1 second. Ask yourself, is this a genuine statement or is it a trigger? That 1 second pause shifts you from your emotional brain to your strategic brain. You stop being a player in their game and you become the observer, and observers do not get manipulated. Principle 2, make your emotional reactions a privilege, not a right. Most people treat their reactions like public property. Someone pushes a button and they respond immediately. It is completely automatic and completely visible. That visibility is your greatest vulnerability. Your emotional reactions are information. Every time you react visibly, you hand the world a map of your weaknesses. You show them precisely which buttons to press next time. Machiavelli observed that leaders who wore their emotions openly became easy targets. Their enemies could predict and control their every move. The solution is to make your reactions a controlled, deliberate choice. You are allowed to feel everything: anger, hurt, frustration, and fear. All of it is human. But you must stop performing your emotions for an audience that doesn't deserve the show. Feeling hurt is natural. Showing that hurt to the person who caused it gives away your power. There is a massive difference between experiencing an emotion internally and broadcasting it externally. When someone tries to provoke you and encounters genuine, settled indifference, they lose instantly. You explode their expectations with absolute nothingness. and that nothingness communicates power. You do not matter enough to move me. Feel it privately, process it internally, but control what you display. Your emotional world is private property and you hold the only key. Principle 3. Remove the reward from every influence attempt. People keep doing what works. If a behavior gets them what they want, they will repeat it indefinitely. This is why you keep experiencing the same toxic cycles from the same people. You never stop their tactics from producing results. When someone guilt trips you and you give in, you teach them that guilt works. When someone pulls away and you chase them, you teach them that distance controls you. When someone questions you and you launch into a lengthy defense, you teach them that criticism wins your energy. Every single one of those responses is a reward, and rewarded behavior gets repeated. To end the influence, you must destroy the reward system. Not aggressively, not dramatically, but quietly and systematically. When someone guilt trips you, do not argue. Just make your decision based on what you actually want. When someone withdraws to make you chase them, let the distance stand. Fill your time with things that genuinely matter to you. When someone questions you to trigger your insecurity, respond with minimal words. Do not give them the drama they are counting on. When you remove the reward, you retrain the dynamic. People stop using approaches that consistently fail. Take away the result, and you take away the incentive. Principle 4. Use emotional neutrality as a mirror. Most people think neutrality is just a shield to block attacks. But when used with real intention, neutrality is an active weapon. It functions as a mirror that reflects people's toxic behavior back at them. When someone approaches you with anger, pressure, or passive aggression, they expect you to match their energy. They need your defensive reaction to complete their emotional loop. When you respond instead with complete, unshakable neutrality, you break the loop. Their charged energy has nowhere to go, so it ricochets right back at them. People who raise their voices at someone who remains calm suddenly realize how loud they are. People who use pressure tactics on someone who stays grounded suddenly feel how transparent they look. You cause a power reversal without a single aggressive word. But this neutrality must be genuine, not a forced mask. If you are hiding buried rage, the tension will leak through your jaw and your voice. True neutrality comes from a place of deep internal security. It comes from knowing that someone else's emotional state is not your emergency. Their drama belongs entirely to them. You can witness it without absorbing it. When you become a mirror, people are forced to see themselves clearly, and most of the time they won't like what they see. Principle 5. Control the frame by controlling your response. Timing. Machiavelli was obsessed with timing. The exact same action, taken at different moments, produces opposite outcomes. Moving too early signals desperation. Moving too late signals weakness. Most people are terrible at timing their emotional responses. They react the second they feel triggered because waiting feels unbearable. Someone sends a provocative text and they reply within seconds. That immediacy tells the other person exactly how much power their words carry. Genuine confidence takes its time. The person who responds on their own schedule controls the frame of the interaction completely. They prove they are not governed by the other person's calendar. Before you respond to anything carrying emotional weight, create space. Take 5 minutes, take an hour, take a day. Use that space to let the initial emotional charge settle. Ask yourself, what response genuinely serves my dignity and my peace? The answer that emerges from space is always cleaner and more powerful than a reactive outburst. When you control when you respond, you control the rhythm of the interaction. Timing is authority. Learn to use it. Principle 6. Build your life around relationships that don't require performance. A massive portion of your emotional vulnerability comes from being in the wrong rooms. It comes from relationships that force you to constantly perform a curated version of yourself. You perform confidence when you are uncertain. You perform happiness when you are struggling. This ongoing performance drains your psychological resources, and because you desperately want their approval, they hold massive power over you. They control access to the validation you are exhausting yourself to earn. Machiavelli saw this in political courts. Advisors who wore masks were never truly secure. The moment the ruler's preferences shifted, they had nothing real to stand on. Real emotional strength is built in relationships where performance is not required, where you can show up imperfect, unpolished, and real, and still be welcomed. But building these relationships requires a risk. You have to stop performing first. You have to let people see the unfiltered version of you and let them decide to stay or go. The people who stay are the ones who want you, not your highlight reel. In those relationships, emotional manipulation loses its grip because there is no image left to threaten. Look at your circles. Who are you performing for? Stop performing. Choose to exist. Principle 7. Become the author of your own emotional story. This is the final principle that anchors everything else. None of the strategies matter without this foundation. You must become the deliberate author of your own emotional narrative. Right now, there is a story running in your head about who you are and what you are worth. Most people didn't write their own story. They inherited it from childhood wounds and past heartbreaks. Because they never examined it, random people can step in and rewrite it in real time. That is emotional influence at its deepest level. Someone else pulling the strings of your unexamined beliefs. Machiavelli's greatest insight was philosophical. The leader who truly knows himself cannot be made into something he is not. When you have a deliberately chosen understanding of your own values and worth, no one can destabilize you. They are living in their narrative. You are living in yours. So, do the work. Get genuinely clear on your values. What are you willing to lose rather than compromise? Get honest about your worth. What are you worth simply as a human being before proving anything? When you know these answers, you stop outsourcing your stability to other people's behavior. You stop needing them to act a certain way so you can feel okay. This is the ultimate protection. You don't build walls over your wounds. You heal the wounds so there is no leverage left for anyone to exploit. Conclusion. You came into this, getting pulled into emotional situations that drained you. Now you know exactly why and exactly how to fix it. You know that influence targets identity, and clarity is your shield. You know that your reactions are valuable, and timing is your authority. These are not just ideas. These are laws for how you move through the world from this point forward. If you apply them consistently, the people who used to drain you will lose their power. The tactics that used to work on you will fail. The emotional chaos will quiet down because you became more grounded than the chaos could ever reach. Machiavelli discovered that the ones who mastered themselves could never be mastered by anyone else. That mastery is available to you right now. Pick up the pen, become the author, and watch the world realize they no longer have access to your controls. You are uninfluenceable now. Act like it.